We talk about what do we do? How do we use our power? Economic withdrawal is one of those. There's a call for a nationwide mass blackout this week, urging people to stop working and stop shopping. A coalition of grassroots groups is pushing for an economic shutdown during one of the busiest shopping periods of the year. We're asking people across the country to hit pause on spending and even skip work from November 25th through December 2nd. The group behind the efforts, Blackout the System, the People's Sick Day, and the Money Out of Politics movement, want folks to avoid traveling, eating out, and using paid digital services, yes, even streaming. Joining us now to talk about the blackout, which begins tomorrow, is the founder of Blackout the System, Isaiah Rucker Jr. Isaiah, glad to have you here. So explain this. When you say you don't want people to work, what are they supposed to do? Take vacation time, paid leave time? What are you saying?
Yeah, when we say no work, obviously everybody can't take off work, but we're asking people to join us where they can. We know that everybody's situation and circumstance is different. So objectively, the first thing we would request is that if you could put the PTO in, vacation, sick time, utilize that. We're not trying to take money out of your pocket. In fact, we're trying to make sure that money get back into your pocket by driving a wedge between our resources, these corporations, and this corrupt government. And so if you can take those days off, great. If you can take one day off, let's make it Black Friday, right? The objective is to do everything we can. And it's not about some of us doing it all. It's about all of us doing some. And that collective power is what really makes the impact.
I am a firm believer in data and tracking. How are you doing that? Are people signing up? If so, where are they signing up?
Yeah, so we got people signing up on blackoutthesystem.com. We have a specific website, the Mass Blackout with the Coalition. There's over 82 organizations, movements, and groups who have come together. This happened all organically, right? And so we're building out systems in place where we'll be able to project some data to the people. We're going to be scraping data today, this evening. We're looking at the market, seeing how things look at and open up tomorrow. And in 2 weeks, we'll see that again because we see a lot of people wanting to push for an extension for the blackout. So we're fighting, we're pushing, we're coming together, but we're doing it in the best way possible. So I myself, I don't know everything, but there's groups, people in the organizations and movements that we're a part of now that's helping us gather that data.
This is the website right here. And so I'm looking at the information on here. I see download media kit. I see subscribe to stay up to date in all of that. And you lay it all out. So how many people have already signed up?
So we haven't collected data as far as the amount of people signing up, but movements, right? And the people that are associated with our movements. So we have our engagement levels have been approximately around 14 million engaged. Our engagement is pretty high over the last 30 days.
No, one second. When you say engagement levels, what does that mean? What does the engagement level mean?
So people who have communicated that they're going to be a part of the blackout, you'll see different interactions on social media posts, other people posting their videos, their information, putting it out to their group and communities and things of that magnitude. So we've seen that not only here in the United States, across all 50 states, but also in places like Canada, the UK, Australia, South America. There's a lot of different places that's standing in solidarity with us.
But how do you track it? I mean, and so again, if you're talking about how do you have a measurement, again, when I look at the Target boycott, when I look at how many people signed up for the Target fast, when I look at Nina Turner's group, where they had people who were actually signing up, giving a sense of how many participants are there, they were able to utilize that, and then people begin to build upon that. And so if it's supposed to start, and again, it's supposed to start tomorrow.
Right.
So if it's supposed to start tomorrow, what are you beginning with? 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, again, and are you going to then be tracking that and updating that on a daily basis?
So objectively, if we look across our social media platforms, our following exploded, right? And our following is an indication of the many people that will be participating. We got over 500,000 people just following Blackout the System. Now, you think about all these other organizations that are part of our movement. And now we have this coalition called the Mass Blackout. And we have over 82 groups, movements, and organizations that's connected with us. You have all those people, all those followers connected, but the ideal is not necessarily just trying to count the people, right? The ideal is looking for the results, the action. What does the action yield? We can get a million people to say they're going to do it, but then no execution. The idea is to get the execution, and we only can do that once we start seeing those numbers. We love people saying, "Hey, we're in with you. Hey, we're ready to go." That's great, but we need people not to back out, and so we're looking at the data in the stock market. We're looking at the ways that we're driving between our human resources and all those different things. And there's a few people in the background that's going to be scraping that data to make sure that we can present that pretty consistently over the next few weeks.
Okay, so are you asking people not to shop at all? Are you asking them to support Black-owned businesses? Because if you say don't shop at all, you got Black Friday, you got others who are saying, hey, I mean, listen, I'm sitting here looking at all these products to my left. Every single one of these products is a Black-owned company that are on our shop, blackstarnetwork.com. So what are you actually saying? Don't shop at all, don't spend at all, or spend with Black-owned companies?
So what's unique about this movement is very flexible, right? The objective is to get everybody we can activated and involved. So a lot of people will not spend at all. And that's the indications to drive a wedge between our money. There's no taxes that we're spending, no transaction fees. All of that is stopped. Great hope. But if people desire to spend, they can spend with the small businesses. They can spend with the Black-owned businesses. They can spend with the mom-and-pop shops, the family-owned restaurants, and things of that magnitude. On Black Friday, we desire that no one spend at all on Black Friday. We want to be able to have that as like a monumental moment where people can really identify the impact. Obviously, Saturday is Small Business Saturday, so we're encouraging people to spend with the small businesses. Redirect that money back into your community, build your community up. We want people, for the people, by the people, in the community. That's where we want our money to go.
Questions from the panel. Ome Congo, you first.
Well, one of the things I was wondering as it relates to this is, are you hearing from any of the companies? I know that we've talked about a blanket, boycott, but are you hearing from any companies in terms of demands? Like, we want to show some type of accountability. We want to see like commitments to DEI. Like, are any challenges being posed to them as it relates to that? And are you hearing back from them in any way, shape, or form regarding that?
So we've noticed that these companies have no care for what the people are doing. And if they do communicate something, they balk on it every single time. And so we're not necessarily looking for an answer. Right now, it's a stance of unity across all races, cultures, and classes, and we're coming together to drive that wedge between our resources and these corporations. And so it's not necessarily asking them to do anything. We're showing them that we have the power. And this is a second wave. We did this before September the 16th through the 20th. We're doing this again, and we're picked up a whole lot more steam. That means that there's a lot of people who are more aware about the situation, and ultimately we're looking for a culture shift where people can really get into the small business space, be intentional with their spending, be more attentive to what they're doing with their money, with those exchanges that they're going to have with the people. In regards to these organizations and whether or not they will make an adjustment, it probably won't matter, because when the people have it in their heart that they're going to take care of their communities and spend with their community, those people won't get our dollars again.
Patel?
So, yeah, first of all, fantastic operation. I am a huge believer in this. I have a term that I use. It's called a civic firewall, which is creating a firewall between us and the ability of the government to impose itself on us. As I read about what you're doing, the mind immediately went to the Montgomery bus boycott, which is the greatest example of how people united through defiance, right, can promote and implement change. That boycott lasted almost 400 days, if I remember correctly. So
382. 382. And in fact, Mateo, I'm glad you brought it up. We're going to actually be in Montgomery next week because they're having festivities all week next week for the 7th anniversary of the Montgomery bus boycott.
So I think that is fantastic. My question to you is, where is the staying power of this? So I am 100% with you. I'm not going to shop. I'm not going to spend any money. If I spend any money, it'll be Black-owned business. It'll be immigrant-owned business. It'll be small businesses. And then what happens after next week? What are some of the things that you have organized or that you're planning to organize?
Yeah, so that's what we love to do. This is a tactic. This is pushing back against these corporations and pushing back against corrupt government. And we implement this tactic to get people more engaged, giving them something they can do. On our website, the Mass Blackout, there's over 100 things that you can do. You can go to that spin wheel and you can click that spin wheel and it can introduce people into ways to get involved in their communities, really creating a civic force. There's more ways to civic activity than just voting. And so we're getting people involved in their communities in a very large way. So again, this is about a culture shift. We love the blackout. This is an example of us coming together, showing that we can come together, united fronts across all races, cultures, and classes. But this is a culture shift, meaning that we have to adjust the paradigm, the way we think about our money, how we use our money, and how intentional we are when we spend. And so in December, we're projecting a new rollout. It's called Revolution, and we're going to be talking about divesting. So it's called Divest December. And we're going to be talking about how people can look at their budgets. The statistics are approximately 85% of the people in the United States don't have a budget. So their money is falling through their pockets. Imagine what happens when they get real intentional with their money and where it's going. And then on top of that, we're going to be hosting different lives all the time. We're building a web. It's called a community web. So we got pillars that's within our organization, and we're going to be creating chapters throughout the whole United States. On our website, Blackout the System, we also have a location. People are funneling information to us where they can see mutual aid, people who can help with food, people who can help food scarcity, people who can help with clothing. All those different things will be centralized on our website. And so as we push back, we're simultaneously building community, because the opposite of greed, right, is community. And that's exactly what we're producing. And so right now on the surface, we're seeing everybody like excited. They're pushing back. They're saying we're going to take our money back. But then we want to reinvest into our community, but we got to know how to do that. So education is key, and we're building community and ways people can get that information.
All right, then. Again, if people want to get more information, what they should do is go to themassblackout.com, pull all the graphics up, pull them all up. This is, of course, the TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. So that's Substack. All right, that's all of them. But the website, y'all, is right here, themassblackout.com, themassblackout.com. All right, Isaiah, I certainly appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase, and I'm here with a very important message. We are at a turning point in the Black community where we must have equity in the apps we use that scale to billions of dollars. But this time, we own the infrastructure, we own the culture, and we shape the future. And Fanbase is the future. Fanbase combines the free functionality of Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube into an all-in-one platform built for the evolution of social media and monetization. With over 1.4 million users, that's real proof that we are shifting the conversation of tech ownership and equity for creators. So right now, I want you to go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $665 a share. This marks a turning point in Black ownership of social media. If we don't take this opportunity to own social media right now, we will always be customers to our own creations. And that can't go on. So once again, go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. We must own the platforms where our voices live, our stories matter, and where our culture drives the world. Thank you.